Good morning. It is Monday, January 22nd, and I finished one of my husband's socks. He did wear it last night some, and when his one foot was warm, his other foot was cold, so after his one foot was warm, he took it off the warm foot and put it on the cold foot. But this sock is finished. And I'm still working on this one. So I still need to finish this week, and I will be working on that. Alright, I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it is raining a lot. It's been raining for 3 days. We'll see if it'll rain for another 4th day. Tomorrow it might, but I did work on the ripple blanket that I started. So this is what it looks like. Let's see, I'm gonna count how many rows I've done. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm on the 12th row of the ripple blanket that I started. It should be a fairly decent size. I'm planning on this being the width, and then of course making it longer than the width. So this is gonna be a good size blanket, I think. And I think it'll be a Christmas gift for someone. I have someone in mind already. So I think this will hopefully be a Christmas gift for someone this year. I really like the colors, and it's turning out super cute, and it's a nice chill project to work on. Alright, one thing I wanted to mention, I don't think I've mentioned it in a video, but my right hand gets really sore working on the tiny needles. Like, I work the stitches with this hand, and the muscle like here tends to get like really tired and sore after a while of knitting just on these tiny sock projects. Bigger needles, I don't think my hands really get tired at all, but little projects with these little needles, and it's kind of cramped working on it, and it's a tiny, really tiny, quick movements for a long time. It just tires out this hand a lot. So I think to combat that, I need to switch to like something else a lot more. That's what makes me I think take so long on like knitting socks. It takes me a week or over a week. These are a larger size, so these have taken me longer than the other socks that I was making, but I feel like socks take me a long time on these type of needles just because this hand really starts to hurt, and I don't want to like keep knitting when my hand's hurting, because that's probably not a good idea. So I might switch back and forth more to crochet projects. Crochet projects don't cause me any issues at all. Like, I can crochet for a long time. My hands won't get tired, and I'm fine. But knitting those tiny little projects, this hand, it just gets really sore. So that's one thing I have been having an issue with. I'm not sure how to combat that to be able to finish socks faster, but I have to take breaks just because my hand gets so tired and sore from just the motions of knitting on something tiny. Okay, and I have something exciting. Okay, I've seen a couple videos of this. I kind of held off on getting this yarn just because I was like, do I need more yarn? But I've just seen videos and I really wanted to try it, so I got the striping, self-color changing granny square yarn just because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it. I want to try it. So I did order 4 different colorways, and 2 have come so far. I think the other 2 are coming today, but I got this blue and white color. Wait, what's it called? Where does it say the color? Okay, I think this colorway is called Frigid. So I really like these colors, and then this colorway is like perfect for spring, like Valentine's Day. Like these colors are just so bright and happy. Oh my gosh, look at it. So I'm going to, let's see, what color is this one? This one is Pink Punch. So I'm gonna try it out because I think it would be fun. So I'm just gonna try this yarn out today. I want to make at least one granny square of each color this week so I could show what they look like, and I will have to figure out what granny square project I'm gonna make out of these. I might end up making a blanket, but who knows, maybe I'll sew them together and make a skirt. There's like really cute granny square skirts of like the 1970s and stuff that are really cute. And I've kind of wanted to make them, but I don't think they'd be very flattering on my figure, which is why I haven't tried that yet. But we'll see. Maybe we'll make a granny square sweater, a granny square skirt, or I might just make a blanket with these. But I'm gonna test out, I think I'll try this color first. Alright, sorry if you can't see me very well, but I'm gonna follow the instructions that are on the inside of the, what do you call this? Tag? It's not tag. Label. Label is the word I was trying to think of, but they give the instructions, so I'm going to follow those. They want you to pull from the center. So I need to. Okay, so they want me to chain 4 and join with a slip stitch. So I have a 5.5 millimeter hook. I'm gonna leave a little tail. Let's make a slip knot. All right, we're gonna chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close it with a slip stitch. Okay, so it wants me to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 DC, 3 double crochet, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, oh no, I've run into the second color before finishing. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start over and go down a hook size. Let me try. So they want you to use a 5.5 millimeter. Maybe my stitching is too loose, so I'm gonna go down to a 5 millimeter hook. Okay, I went down to a 5 millimeter and I'm still hitting the color too quick, so I'm gonna completely start over. I didn't start over all the way. I kept my like chain 4 and didn't like start that, so I'm gonna go back to the beginning of the slip stitch and start from there. Maybe I left too much of a tail. I think you're supposed to have 4 inches of a tail. Maybe this is closer to 5. So maybe I should bring my slip stitch a little further down. Okay, it happened again where I have one more stitch and I'm into the second color. So I'm going to try crocheting a little tighter and hopefully I can get this to work. Okay, I did this first round. I crocheted tighter and I ended up just with a tiny bit of the color at the end here. So I think I'm gonna just go with this and this will be fine. And now I'm gonna start on the second round. And I guess hopefully the next round will work out better. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna film it because it takes a lot of time. And this would be a really long video if I included like all of the crocheting for each square and everything. But I will check in after each round to show you how close the color changing was and see if I have to redo it. Okay, I am on color 2. I feel like it's close enough that I'm just going to keep it, but honestly these colors are so nice and bright and happy. Like, I think I'm liking this so far. I really like these colors. It's nice and bright and happy on a cold, rainy day. So I'm going to continue working on this and then we'll show you what the project looks like after the square is done. Or I'll check in if I have any hiccups. But this is the first time I've tried the second round and I'm just going to keep with it. Some of the light blue is in here when I did the slip stitch, but it's close enough that it really doesn't bother me. Okay, so for the third round, which is this really pretty blue, I did redo this round once. So I did it once. I didn't like how much pink had run in for the next color, and I redid it, and now I think it's fine. Close enough. But I did have to redo this round once. So on this pink round, I found the secret. What I stopped doing was doing the single crochet, and then it ended up working out perfect. When you make a granny square, sometimes you do a single crochet between each cluster, sometimes not a single crochet, a chain, one chain. But it wasn't like lining up, so I stopped doing the chain, and then this round, perfect, pink here, white here. So I didn't do the single chains between each cluster, and it worked out perfect this time. Okay, I finished my first granny square, and I must say, I love it. I think this was a great yarn idea. I hope they come out with more colors. It might be a little annoying having to figure out the tension, but I think for me it worked out best by switching to a 5mm hook. It might be different for you. Maybe you are a looser or a tighter crocheter. I think my crocheting is fairly loose, so I went down a size. And then also taking out the chain 1 between the clusters made the colors line up better for me. That's just what worked for me, but it might work out a little different for you depending on how you crochet. But I'm going to try a second square now, and I'll check in throughout the week and show you my granny squares. Okay, so either I am getting better at the tension, so I finished 2 of these, or maybe some of these skeins are easier than others to keep the matching colors, but this one from the blue frigid colorway matched up perfectly. First stitch, dark blue, which is the next color in the granny square for this colorway. Perfect. Okay, it is currently January 24th, and I finished my husband's second sock, so I just finished this one. The toe on this one looks a little messy. I kind of just sewed and closed up the toe, but it's fine. It was comfortable when my husband wore this one, so I think I did this one a little bit better. I don't know. I tried doing the Kitchener stitch, and I didn't like it. So I'm just kind of sewing it up at the toe. But that's at least what I've been doing for the socks that I've made. I tried doing the Kitchener stitch, just like, I didn't like it. I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna sew it up. But anyways, I finished my husband's socks, and now I could either start, I'm gonna make a pair of socks for me. I can either use the Halloween yarn, or I really want to try the Stardew Valley sock set, like work my way through those. And I think I might want to start with the winter one. I might do that because I'm just like, when I saw those colorwork patterns, I just have not been able to stop thinking about them. And I know my favorite one is the winter one, look-wise, so I might make that. Good morning. It's already Thursday. I don't think I've really even checked in that much this week. But we will go over what I have done this week. So, I have a wavy blanket that I started. I haven't worked on it in the last little bit, but this is a work in progress that I will slowly work on throughout the year. My husband's socks are finished. They look so good. The yarn feels so nice too. Now, these are stretchy enough that my husband could have probably gotten away with the 64 stitch count. I did 72 stitches. So we're not going to rub salt in that wound. I probably would have finished these faster had I done them with 64 stitches, but anyways, they are done and they look really good. Alright, and then I got some yarn that I really wanted to try. I got 4 different colorways of the Red Heart Granny Square yarn. Now, I've made this many granny squares, which probably isn't a lot for like a whole week, but I'm not working solely on granny squares, and I don't even know what I'm going to make with the granny squares. I might make a blanket, maybe a sweater. I have no idea, but this is what they look like. I personally really like the yarn just because of the convenience of not having to weave in ends. Like, if you were to crochet this with 5 different colors of yarn, you would have to buy 5 separate skeins of yarn, and you would have to weave in ends for each round that you changed colors for. And even though you kind of have to fudge it and like keep redoing sometimes to make the rows line up well, you might have to retry it a couple times. Just for the sake of not having to weave in so many ends, I think it's totally worth it. So these are all of the granny squares that I made this week. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I have made 14 granny squares this week. And eventually, I'll figure out what I'm going to be making with them when I use up all of the yarn and turn them all into granny squares. But the colorways that I tried were, let's see, this one was Carnation Code. And I believe it was this granny square. So this is what it ends up looking like with Carnation Code colorway. And then with the Frigid, I was really enjoying the blues in this, but this is what the Frigid color looks like. I really like that one. It's just so icy and wintry. I really love that colorway. This one is also, this is probably my absolute favorite color of the colorways that I got. Just because it's so bright and happy, and like, it makes you feel more cheerful just because of how bright and happy the colors look. It's so cute. Look at those. This one I think was Pink Punch. I think this colorway might have been called Pink Punch, but I don't know absolutely for sure. But this is probably my favorite colorway just because it's so cheerful and bright, and it's perfect for spring. Just a happy little colorway. And then the other colorway is Hyper Violet, and Hyper Violet was this one. And it's super cute. I really like these nice dark colors. I really like all of the colorways that I got. I like how they look. So I will have to figure out a granny square project that I will end up using these all in later. Alright, so before I show you what I casted on this morning, and I'm really excited about, I actually started one last night and then I did the second one. I started it this morning. I'm working on a pair of colorway socks, color work socks. But you know the like 1940s top I'm making out of this yarn? I have lost all interest in it. I really hate working flat on a top or a sweater and then putting things together. Like, it is just so hard for me to trudge through that and try to get through it and finish it and work on the pieces. I like a good top down, just easy finished kind of top. I might give up on that for now, and then I might rewrite it in a way that it's still knit bottom up, but I knit it in the round, and then I would on the sides where you start doing decreases for the arm, or not decreases, but you cast off for under the arm. Maybe I would work it up in the round until that point, and then for the top portion, of knitting from the underarm up to the shoulders, then I would switch to it being flat, just so that the whole thing isn't worked flat, because I absolutely hate knitting flat. At least for a top or a blouse or a sweater. I really don't like it. I don't feel like working on that anymore. I would like to make 1940s things, but I think I would change the way it is knit for me to enjoy the process, because I really don't like it. And anyways, the really fun project that I started on this morning, I'm so excited. I really wanted to get into knitting more color work projects, and oh my gosh, I saw a set of Stardew Valley socks for spring, summer, winter, and fall. And I love the game Stardew Valley. It's very nice and calm and relaxing. It's a very nice, cozy game. But I saw that pattern a couple weeks ago, and I have not been able to stop thinking about them. So I bought the bundle of all 4 socks patterns. It was only $15, and I'm starting the winter ones. These winter ones are going to be for me, because the winter color work, my favorite. So on the top of the pattern, they do make the very first couple of rows white, but I chose to omit that. But I chose to omit the white at the very top. And I'm just going to make it black until we start getting to the stars. Because I didn't feel like the white was necessary at the very top, but you don't see any color work yet, because my white yarn will arrive tomorrow. So I can't do the stars yet, but I am so excited to start these. So I started one. I think they wanted you to knit the 2x2 cuff ribbing until it reached 1.5 inches for the pattern, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to just do an inch of the cuff. I think that's fine. It'll save on yarn, and I wanted to get to the color work faster. So I've knit this, and then I also this morning started the second one. So I have both socks of the winter colorway started. So the first one I did last night has the pink marker showing where the beginning of the round is. And then the second sock has the green marker, so I know which sock I started first. I don't know if that's really important, but pink for the first one, green for the second. And I have them both at the same amount. They're both about an inch, I think. Let me see. I might do one more round on this second one to make it more exact. It just seems like it's just barely slightly taller on this side, this first one. So I'll do maybe 1 or 2 more rounds on this, and then tomorrow when I get the white I'm going to work on, I can start the star sky. And I think that's going to be really fun. Okay, and now I'm going to show you some yarn. So these socks have, to make the full set, there are so many colors you have to have. And I was searching on Knit Picks and Hobie. I was searching between Knit Picks and Hobie. Now the socks were knit using Knit Picks Knit Pick yarn that they have, where they have a bunch of bright colors. But it was more cost effective to order these colors from Hobie. It was cheaper. I spent $40 something to get a bunch of different colors. So these are the colors that I got from Hobie. Don't they look so bright and happy? Ah, oh no! Dropped. Oh no, dropped the pink. And the purple. Okay, so I got a purple, like a light pink, a bright like fuchsia pink, 2 greens. They're looking a little blue on screen, but they're green. And then I got 2 blues, 2 yellows, 2 oranges, and here, let me move these. Now in the socks there are 3 different blue hues that you need, and they only had 2 like different blues from Hobie in this group of wool sock yarn. So I think for the mid-tone blue, I'm going to use some of the blue I had dyed at Christmas for like my Christmas project. So I have some of that. I also have, there's a little bit of red that's needed, so I'm going to use this red that I had dyed. Basically, these are like my little scrappy bits of yarn, so if I need something from here, I'll probably use a little bit of this in the socks as well, but these are so pretty. These yarns are just so pretty. Oh my gosh, I would love to order more of these. I hope there's enough of each color to do all 4, like the full sock set. I want to make all 4 of them, but okay, my chickens started making noise, so I checked on them. They are fine. But all of these colors make me so happy. They're so pretty. Look at all of them. So these are from Hobie. This is not sponsored by Hobie, but if Hobie ever wants to send me yarn, I would love that. But anyways, that's everything. I'm gonna like slowly work on more and more granny squares. Slowly work on the ripple blanket. I finished my husband's socks, and now I will make some very pretty colorwork socks. So that's going to be it for this week. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a good day. Okay, bye. Oh, and if you have any like granny square project suggestions, leave them down below. Also, what are you working on? I always like looking at new patterns and things. Okay, bye.